You taped a neon sticker to my mailbox that says weed height, noxious species, sightline obstruction, unkempt appearance, because I replaced my thirsty lawn with a native pollinator yard. And now the neighborhood app reads like I dumped a hayfield on Maple Court. Let's take a breath. I'm Officer Morgan. I'm here because the HOA logged 4 specifics. Stems over 12 inches within 10 feet of the sidewalk, seed heads leaning into the public walk after last night's rain, a clump near the corner box that blocks the mail carrier's sightline to the cross street, and 2 plants in the photo queue flagged as possible noxious, Canada thistle and Johnson grass. I'm not here to turn bees into a violation. I'm here to keep this calm and walk you through what the rules actually require: clear borders, height and setback zones, sightlines at corners and boxes, identification of prohibited species, and a winter cut window, so your native garden looks intentional and stays compliant instead of getting called weeds. I installed plugs from a certified native nursery. There's no Johnson grass here, and the thistle is a native coneflower that a cousin misnamed in the thread. I edge once a month, I water less than the old sod, and I've got caterpillars paying rent on the milkweed. The sticker makes it sound like I left a field and hoped for the best. The sticker landed because the edges looked like a shrug and last night's rain laid stems over the walk. Even good plants look like bad plants when they lean into the public space, hide a corner view, or pop seed heads over mailbox height. None of that bans native gardens. It says we need crisp borders, shorter species in the front setback, height limits near mailboxes and corners, and a plan for post-storm flop. Also, we'll confirm species so no one confuses a favorite for a forbidden. My neighbor across the street is walking over, the one who posted the hayfield video. Please don't turn my curb into a courtroom. 20 seconds. Then we'll stake lines and solve this, and please, short update. The native yard stays, but the front 5 feet gets a low layer under 12 inches with plants that hold their posture. Any stems leaning into the sidewalk get clipped back within 24 hours after storms. A mown frame or hard border runs along the curb so it reads intentional. No plant exceeds 30 inches within 20 feet of the corner mailbox sightline. Confirmed noxious species are removed at the root. And a winter cut happens between late February and March 15th to reset the patch for spring. If anyone sees a lean into the walk, text me and I'll help tie or trim that day instead of a thread. That sentence alone would have saved me 6 screenshots of my asters. Understood. I used a steel edging strip, but the goldenrod blew over it in the rain. I tied it this morning. It looks like a hospital gown now. Rain flop happens. The rule doesn't punish rain. It expects recovery. We'll add a mown frame, a clean 18-inch strip of short turf or clover right behind the curb line, and a hard edge that's taller than your mulch. Think paver soldier row or a low aluminum edge peaking above grade. The human eye reads bordered as maintained even when the plants are wild within. Then we'll cluster the tall plants 2 feet behind the frame so they don't collapse into the walk. The corner sightline, I measured with my arm. The mail carrier said she could see, then my neighbor said it's blind. Sightline is a simple triangle. From the corner box, measure 25 feet down each curb. Connect the dots. In that triangle, nothing over 30 inches at mature height, and nothing with a dense screen of stems near driver eye level. Prairie dropseed, blue grama, and low coneflower varieties live there. Tall switchgrass and big blue stem live behind that line, not in it. The thread said Johnson grass like I planted a lawsuit. It's little blue stem, I know the difference. But threads don't. We'll flag what's truly prohibited, and we'll tag everything else with a plant list so passersby learn the names instead of guessing crimes. Real Johnson grass has a creeping rhizome and a glossy midrib. Little blue stem has that copper fall color and a narrower clump. You're fine. They also called my purple coneflower thistle with a siren emoji. Coneflower has broad, drooping petals and a stout cone. Canada thistle is a clonal spreader with spines that laugh at gloves. Coneflower stays. If we find actual thistle, it goes into a bag tonight, root and all, so it doesn't break into 10. Be honest about the height rule. I don't want to prune my garden into a buzz cut because someone hates flowers. You don't have to. You need a front-of-bed height zone, within 5 feet of the sidewalk. Plants top out around 12-18 inches. Think prairie dropseed, aromatic aster October skies, dwarf bee balm, low black-eyed Susan. From 5 to 10 feet back, you step up to 24-36 inches, coreopsis, penstemon, sticky geranium. Taller species, milkweed, New England aster, switchgrass. Live behind 10 feet or inside a frame with a discreet support ring so they don't faceplant in thunderstorms. I planted milkweed close to the curb for kids to see monarchs. Moving it back feels like moving joy. Keep one milkweed cluster within reach for the sidewalk wow, but use a narrow leaflet variety like Asclepias tuberosa or a compact swamp milkweed cultivar. Stake discreetly with a green hoop so it never droops over the walk. The rest of the tall milkweed moves behind the 5-foot zone. Joy stays? Flop leaves. My neighbor is here. She brought a stroller and a screenshot of a seed head leaning over the walk. Please give her the quick version so she doesn't feel like she's pushing through a field. Short version. A neat mown frame will run along the curb. The first 5 feet will stay under 12-18 inches. Tall plants move back. Anything leaning into the sidewalk after storms gets tied or clipped within 24 hours. And the corner sightline stays below 30 inches so your turn is clean. If a stem touches your stroller path, text tonight. We'll trim it before bedtime. That's literally all I needed. Clean edge, clear corner, no shoulder rub. Fair. Tell me how to make this look intentional without turning it into plastic shrubs. 3 moves. First frame, mow a narrow turf edge every week, or lay a clean paver strip flush with the curb. Keep it crisp so even messy flowers read as a choice. Second, layer, shorter in front, medium in the middle, taller in back. Group by species in drifts of 5 to 7, so the eye reads blocks of color and texture, not confetti. Third, repeat. Take 2 or 3 signature plants and repeat them every 8 to 10 feet. Repetition is calm. Random is chaos. What about the HOA's 12-inch rule? Some species grow taller and then flop airy. The height reads wrong even if nothing blocks. We measure functional height near edges, what stands upright after weather. If a 30-inch stem leans to 12 and lives in your front zone, it fails the test. Use compact cultivars there and give taller species a short ring. A $5 green hoop saves a $50 argument. The sticker also said, unkempt appearance. That feels subjective. It is, which is why borders and signs help. A tidy border, a mown frame, and a small tasteful yard sign, certified pollinator habitat, tell everyone this isn't neglect. Humans forgive wild if it's framed and labeled. The app yelled about seeds blowing everywhere. They blow from mowed lawns, too. True, but seed heads leaning over a public walk feel like an invitation to stick to socks. The rule is deadhead the taller seed heads near the walk once they finish. Leave seed farther back for birds. And if you want to keep every seed for the goldfinches, move that buffet away from shoes. My sprinkler contractor says natives need water anyway. People think this garden is an excuse not to maintain. Newly planted natives need 1 season of care, deep water every week or 10 days the first summer if rain misses. After that, roots run deep and you skip the daily misting. Maintenance is different, not absent. You edit volunteers, you tie after storms, you cut in late winter, and you keep the frame tidy. I left stalks through winter for bees. The thread called it dead sticks and said cut by Thanksgiving or move. Winter structure matters for wildlife. Our compromise is a late winter cut, February to March 15th. Cut stems to 8-12 inches so native bees can still use cavities. Bundle taller cut stems and stage them in your backyard brush bin for slow decay. Front stays tidy, insects keep homes. My neighbor asked about pests. Native garden got translated to snakes and rats in the comments. Snakes visit mulch. Rats visit food. Keep seed piles off the curb. Use fine mulch, not straw. And avoid dense, unbroken mats of one species. Diversity and spacing keep the patch airy and uninviting to rodents. Also, no open bird seed on the ground. Use a feeder or skip it. Someone demanded I return to sod. I won't. You don't have to. We just make your native yard read orderly. Edge, frame, layer, sightlines, and species verification. If a plant is truly noxious, it goes. If it's a friend misnamed, it stays with a label. Let's walk and mark. I want to fix this today. A tape flicks open and stops at 5E from the curb. A line of flags drops to mark the front height zone. A chalk triangle stretches 25 from the corner by the mailbox. Stems that poke into the triangle get a green hoop. The tallest aster drifts step back 3 feet. A small paver edge clicks into place with a rubber mallet. A push mower takes one satisfying pass along the curb to carve a crisp mown frame. Seed heads that flirt with the sidewalk snip into a paper bag. The milkweed cluster near the curb loses 2 tall clones and keeps one compact soldier tied to a discreet stake. The rain-flopped goldenrod gets a tidy half-cut and a string. A laminated plant list on a neat stake names Little Bluestem, Schizocerium scoparium, Purple Coneflower, Echinacea purpurea, Aromatic Aster, Symphyotricum oblongifolium. My neighbor's stroller fits without whispering "excuse me" to a stem. The corner looks open. The triangle makes sense. That's the idea. Safety and order in the first 5 feet. Habitat roaring a few feet back. Species check. This clump with the white flower. Someone said bindweed. It's Virginia mountain mint. Mountain mint is a pollinator party and it holds form. Keep it. Bindweed would twine everything and laugh while you chase it. If bindweed appears, you tease from the crown and root. You don't rip stems mid-vine or it multiplies. This grassy clump by the mailbox looks like a place where a mail carrier's pant leg could cry. By the box, we use short and soft. Prairie drop seed or blue grama. That clump is switchgrass. Good plant, wrong seat. We'll move it behind the triangle and slide in drop seed. Switchgrass becomes a screen by the porch, not a shin tickler by the box. My partner loves the wild sunflower volunteers. They're 8 feet tall and loud. Do they have to go? Keep one group anchored mid-bed with a hoop support. Move or thin the rest. Sunflowers party, then lean. We keep the party deeper into the yard where a lean is a shrug, not a sidewalk hug. The thread also complained about bugs. That's the point. It is. But we can reduce surprise meetings, keep the front zone low and clean, add a small flagstone step off the sidewalk that invites a closer look without stepping into stems. Add a tidy sign. Please look, don't pick. Pollinators at work. People relax when invited instead of ambushed by plants. The HOA's lawn height rule says 8 inches max for turf. Does that apply to natives? Not to ornamental beds within borders, but it applies to anything that functions like turf, aka your frame if you use grass. Keep the frame 2 to 4 inches in sharp. Inside the border, native perennials can exceed 8 if they're not in the first 5 feet and they don't spill over paths. Mulch or no mulch? Mulch the first year to keep moisture and suppress weeds. In year 2, leaf mulch or plant density replaces bark. Bare soil invites weeds. Continuous bark can look like a construction site. A living mulch of low natives, wild strawberry, Pennsylvania sedge, reeds finished, street trees. Can I plant under them or does the city own the roots? Parkway rules differ. If the strip between sidewalk and curb is city right-of-way, you can't build raised beds or tall plants there. Keep that zone low. Sedges, violets, small asters under 12 inches. No stakes, no hoops, no rocks that trip snowplows. The bed you control is inside the sidewalk. My neighbor wants a line for the app that doesn't start a botany class and ends the argument. Say, we added a mown frame and hard border. Kept the first 5 under 12-18, moved tall plants back, cleared the 25 corner sightline under 30E, and set a 24-hour post-storm trim rule for anything that leans into the walk. If you see a stem touching the sidewalk, text me and I'll trim it immediately. That's so reasonable, it's upsetting we didn't start there. Welcome to Neighbors. What about enforcement? If I add the frame and shift plant heights, does the sticker go away or do I wait for a board? You upload 3 pictures and a plant list tonight. Front 5E zone under 18 with edge visible, corner triangle with a tape at 25Es and plants under 30Es, and a close-up of your hard border with the mown frame. Add the species list with anything that might be mistaken for noxious. I'll mark in progress. No fines today. We reassess in 2 weeks after a rain. If the walk stays clear, resolved, compliant. What about spring when everything rockets up after rain and it looks feral for 10 days? Set a May 1 to 15 trim window. If any front zone plant exceeds 18 inches or leans into the walk, you Chelsea chop. cut back by a third to force bushier, shorter growth. A timely chop is cleaner than weekly panic. Neighbors with lawn feel judged by my yard and I feel judged by theirs. Any truce language? Try. We chose natives to save water and see butterflies. We keep edges crisp and sightlines open. If your mower throws clippings into our bed, we'll sweep. If our stems ever flop toward your walkway, we'll trim. We're different, but we both like clean sidewalks. It's hard to hate that sentence. The thread mocked my small sign. Leave it? Keep the sign tasteful and small. Remove if it becomes a lightning rod. Your border will do the talking. What about winter when everything is brown? Brown can be beautiful if the frame is crisp. A winter mown frame, a clean edge, and cut stems at 8 to 12 inches read tidy. If you want greenery, add evergreen structure behind, inkberry holly or dwarf bayberry inside your lot, not in the parkway. My irrigation guy wants to blow out the system. Sprinklers aim at the sidewalk and make mud under the border. That's what laid down the asters. Adjust heads or cap the zone along the border. Natives prefer deep, infrequent water. Overspray makes flop. Drip lines under mulch are fine the first season. In year 2, you can shut that station off. I'm hearing that this is not about no nature. It's about nature with a haircut where feet live. Exactly. Habitat in the middle, hallway at the edge? Okay. Tell me exactly what to upload so the sticker retires. Tonight, a photo from the sidewalk showing the mown frame and hard border with the first 5s under 12-18. A photo from the corner with a tape marking 25 there and all plants under 30 zeo. A close-up of any plant the thread misnamed with a plant tag visible. And a one-page plant list. Caption, front 5 low, tall move back, 25, sightline clear, 24-hour post-storm trim, winter cut Febmar. I'll mark in progress, no fines now. After the next rain, send one sidewalk photo. If the walk stays clear, I'll close it resolved, compliant. Edge cases. Seed swap with neighbors. If I share coneflower heads, am I breaking a rule? Share seeds off the sidewalk, not over it. Bag heads and hand them. Don't rub seed heads over the curb like a parade. Kids picking flowers? Teach look, don't pick at the front. Invite picking from the back with you present. Clippers beat hands. Flowers for neighbors by grace that borders alone can't. HOA fines if a storm hits while I'm at work. We give 24 hours for post-storm lien. If a hurricane drops, we give you 48. The sticker comes when borders disappear for weeks, not hours. Dogs and signs? People let dogs wander into the bed. Install 2 low, no-step stakes inside your frame. Keep the tone friendly. Please walk me on the concrete. A flagstone by the mailbox helps delivery feet step without stepping into stems. Invasives that sneak in? Pull at the crown with a weeding fork, bag, and trash. Don't compost noxious seed. Paint a little vinegar on cut bindweed leaves in the heat if you must. Skip nukes that kill your good roots. Leaf drop season. Do I rake out or leave a duvet? Leaves make soil. In beds, shred and tuck them. On frame and sidewalk, clear them. Keep a clean line. Stash the rest behind the border. HOA ARC approval for borders. Your low paver edge is usually fine as landscape, not a wall. If a neighbor argues, submit a one-pager sketch. A tidy edge wins committees. Backyard can be wilder. Go wild in back. Front gets the haircut and the sign. Back hosts stems to 24 inches through winter. Front keeps the frame. The mower hums one more pass along the curb. A spade flips soil for 3 pavers. A hoop disappears into a clump of aster like a quiet skeleton. A milkweed tag reads in small print. The stroller wheels murmur over concrete without brushing a leaf. A mail truck rolls by, pauses, and actually delivers. A monarch drifts and lands on the one milkweed left up front. Staked, neat, proud. The neon sticker on the mailbox curls at the corner and gives up. For anyone watching later, this didn't end with a ban on flowers or a demand for turf. We kept the pollinators and killed the mess. Mown frame at the curb. Hard border for the eye, front 5 under 12-18, 25 sightline triangle under 30s, tall species moved back or supported, 24-hour post-storm trim for anything that leans into the walk, true noxious species out at the root, and a late winter cut that lee.